There'll be no record of death. Richard Roper will remain a missing person. And you, Jonathan Pine, will be no more.
Congratulations on Night Manager season 2. What was your relationship to season 1? Were you fans?
Purely as a punter. I had no involvement in it. I thought it was great when it first came out. Rewatched it before we got started in prep. Thought it stood up extremely well. But we sort of started anew, really. We weren't told not to do what had been before, nor were we told to continue what had been before. I mean, I felt we were given pretty free rein on that front.
I think we had the advantage of the time, the 10 years between one and another season. It was a gift in a way. So that's the executive was really happy to give us a different different point of the story.
When you signed on, I'm curious, what were your first conversations together, just in terms of your getting on the same page about your visions and what you were thinking about for season 2?
Georgi had experience before, and I was the new one. I was the new in the school. I think we are very passionate, three of us, Georgi and Tim and me. I think we came from, in a way, similar places, Tim, for example, the fine arts, like me. We are starting to trust each other in that way. And I think that's the most important thing when we are doing something together, to have that trust that you understand that everyone is in the same place and you.
It's funny, I was thinking back to one of our locations in Spain that we were recceing. This was early on, and it was for a restaurant scene. And we were talking about the kind of shell structures in the restaurant and how to light them. And you had quite a strong opinion on how to light them. And I was kind of, well, who does he think he is? But then there was this moment of like, and then from then on, it was just, I've got to say, the most blissful collaboration. And Georgie was a huge part of that as well. It was just like this little holy trinity.
When you find someone that's really passionate as you, and at the end, you understand him and you admire him at the same time, and that's how it was. That's why I said I love a story, because it's true that I think that the job that Tim did is amazing. It's look really cool.
Well, one thing that has always driven me, right from my background in painting, is this obsession with colour and texture. The colours and textures that Victor gave us were glorious, rich, varied, textured, organic, authentic. We had the poverty porn kind of glamour at the one end, and we had this real texture. And for me, it was heaven. And Victor's sense of colour is phenomenal. So easy for me. I just got to shoot it. It's great.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find a DOP that can play with light and color. And I think Tim was doing that so good. It's true. In my experience, I have a long experience working with DOPs, and not always have that kind of skill to play with lighting, adding color, because it's difficult. It's quite difficult. And in that case, that is one of the things that we went so well together. There is a really good example in Pestagua Hotel in Cartagena, where they have this kind of sexy dance. I put like 3 really big lamps handmade that we did it with the same color of the blue of the swimming pool. But Oli put to Roxy a amazing dress in the same blue, because it was almost the same color, but at the same time very sexy and very chic. It felt amazing. I really love it. It was we did it 3 of us together, and that was completely a collaboration between each other.
And Tim, I think one of the triumphs of Night Manager season 2 is your cinematography always guides us to where we are. You created such clear distinctions between the geographical regions. How did you begin to kind of parse that in terms of what was needed?
I'm going to just point very quickly to Victor for finding these incredible locations in Tenerife that felt like Colombia, and even in Barcelona, bits of Barcelona that felt like Colombia, bits of Barcelona that felt like London. It's a bizarre matrix, and it does work. I did pick up on some key colors, so I wanted to sort of embellish the color of Colombia, particularly Cartagena, and thought, okay, well, that's going to be a handy key to play on for a sense of continuity when we're in those locations in Tenerife.
I think it was the biggest challenge. You know, it was like a puzzle for everywhere, for everybody. Stephen Garrett, the executive producer, called me at the beginning and said, "We need to do part of the show in Spain." I'm in Spanish, I know very well the country, and Stephen trusts on that, on me. And at the end, everything was mixed, because we did London in Barcelona, we did Syria in Tenerife. It was a real puzzle and labyrinth. I think it was in our head, on Georgie team and me, very clear. And everyone we are doing, proposing something, we saw it easily and very clear in our mind. That's
one of my favorite beats is Syria at the beginning of episode 1, which is just the edge of a little village in Tenerife. And then not far from there, we're by the water, by the sea, and then that's playing for Cartagena. But also, we shouldn't forget, the scripts are strong. The story does hold. We didn't want London to be cold, blue, grey. We wanted it to be a bit more subtle than that. But still, the audience have to quickly realise where they are without spelling it out.
Every time that I watched that sequence in Golden Museum, you know, I play with the Golden Museum. We create that Golden Museum in Barcelona that was Colombian, through gold and different pieces that we designed. And I did this kind of mask, because it's the first moment where Roxy, Teddy and Thor meet, and it's very mysterious, and you don't know, everyone is lying about the situation. So, and every element that I was putting in front of the camera, Dan and Tim was taking everything for that element.
With the Gold Museum, because Victor designed it 360, it was a complete set, and we lit it for 360, and we're just working with dimmers so that we could shoot in any direction, but pretty much always avoid harsh frontal hard light, but have softer backlight and have some kind of wrap. And then it was just a dance, 2 Steadicams dancing with Tom and Cami in that space. It was wonderful. I will almost always turn up to a set and start thinking, what about this, what about that? But the only thing that was annoying about some of Victor's sets is there's nothing I could complain about or want to change. It was so often, yep, and that was it, you know. Or, you know, just
That's
the most
the nicest
tiny
things I ever heard in my 30-year career from a DOP.
Victor, Tim, what is your go-to on set at craft services?
For me, it's all about the cortado. I've got to have my cortados. But one thing that did work quite well on this is, because I've got 3 different departments asking if I want a coffee: my grip team, my lighting team, my camera team. So I get offered a lot of coffees. Now, I love coffee. Now I can quite easily have too much coffee. So there was a secret code between the departments when they would wink or whatever, and I'd end up with a decaf. And to my shame, I didn't notice when I was given a decaf, but thank God I was.
You have no idea who I really am.